Hello everyone, welcome to Crafty Crochet. If you're new guys, thanks for dropping in. On my table here guys, I've got some material that we're going to use in our project today. So I've got this out of an old pillow guys. So you have your old pillow, you just can get a bit of stuffing about say half an inches in thickness. And what you're going to do guys, you're going to get a piece of paper, cardboard, whatever guys, just something you can put your foot on and just measure. So from that measurement then you're going to cut your stuffing guys for your sole. When you have your booty on or your boots, shoes, whatever, you don't want to feel the cold, especially if you're in a colder climate guys. So with that being said guys, you need a bit of material also, just enough guys to cover so you can sew, because this will be on the inside of your shoe, so no one will see this bit. Okay, so with that being said guys, I've got some Aran yarn, from the luxury brand. I've been using this a lot lately. 300 gram, 100% acrylic, and it's a 5mm hook and a US 8. So on my table I've got my tape measure, stitch mark, a pair of scissors, a 4.5mm hook, a yarn needle guys, and also I'll be using a bit of this gray one too to add to the mix. So get your tools guys, your cup of tea, your juice, whatever you need, and let's work on this house slippers or house booty guys. It's a size 6 to a 7. So see you soon. So guys, I'm nearly done. This is for the inside sole, so I'm nearly done. I've done some basting stitch guys. You can do the running man stitch or the basting stitch. It doesn't matter, because we're going to sew it inside the crochet sole for our booty. So that's how I done mine guys. So now for the crochet sole guys, do a slip knot and chain 25. Into the second chain from your hook, work 2 single crochets and work 1 single crochet into the next 12 chains. Work 5 half double crochets into the next 5 chains. Five double crochets into the next 5 chains. And into your last chain, work 7 double crochets. Now we're going to work on this side, which is your chain back loops. So work 5 double crochets into the next 5 loops. and 5 half double crochets into the next 5 loops. Oops, sorry guys. Then 12 single crochets into the next 12 loops, and 2 single crochets into your last loop, and slip stitch to join in your first single crochet. Chain 1, and into the same stitch work 2 single crochets, two single crochets into your next stitch, 1 single crochet in 20 stitches, now work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, into the next 2 single crochets, and you're going to work that 5 more times, guys. One single crochet into the next 20 stitches, 2 single crochets into your next 2 stitches, and slip stitch to join into your chain 1. So that's row number 2 completed. So for row number 3, chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the same stitch, 2 single crochets into your next stitch, 1 single crochet into your next, 2 single crochets into your next stitch, then 1 single crochet into the next 20 stitches, and you're going to work this 10 times. One single crochet into each of the next 20 stitches, so 2 single crochet into your next, 1 into the next, and you work this 2 times, and slip stitch to join. So for row number 4, work 1 chain 1 and 1 single crochet into the same stitch, and 1 single crochet into each stitch at the end you slip stitch into the top of your chain one. For row number 6 you have your chain 1. Now we're going to work into the back loops only. So starting with your first and work all the way around and slip stitch into the top of your chain 1. So for row number 6, 7 and 8 you would work the same, chain 1 and work 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around and slip stitch into the top of your chain 1, and I see you for row number 9. Row number 9, chain 2 and work 1 front post. So for the front post, yarn over hook, insert your hook through your chain 2 space, your chain 2 base at the bottom and under your first single crochet stitch, yarn over, pull up your loop, yarn over and pull through. So that's your front post. So you're going to work front post double crochet in the row 9. So I'm near the end of row number 9. So slip stitch into the top of your chain 2 to join. So for row number 10, chain 2 and you're going to work the same, guys, 1 front post double crochet around each stitch all the way to the end. At the end, slip stitch to join into the top of your chain 2. So this is how I'm looking, guys, and what I want you to do is from the back center where you did your two chains, you're going to count from your first front post double crochet stitch, and on both the left and the right side you're going to count 22. Put a stitch marker down on both sides, guys, and with your inner sole, this one, you're going to place it inside and what we are going to do now, we're just gonna stitch it down inside, guys. So whatever color you use, you're going to use that same color to do your back stitch, and it's 9.5 inches. So you can use your yarn needle or you can use your normal sewing needle. Number 5, where you did your work into the back loops only. So I'm starting from the heel, guys, and I'm just gonna stitch all the way around. So just use these stitches as your guidelines. And fasten off, guys, weaving your ends. So make a slip knot and chain 16 into the 4th chain from your hook. Work 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet into each stitch to the end. At the end, chain 2, turn your work around. So you have your chain 2 and turn your work around. What we're going to do now, we're going to work front post, back post double crochets, just like what we did in the beginning. So 1 front post double crochet around each double crochet stitch all the way to the end. At the end, chain 2, turn your work around. Row number 2, and I've changed my color, guys. So we're going to work some back post double crochets. So here goes, guys. Yarn over hook, insert from back to front, pick up a post, and for another, back to front, pick up a post, and this is what you're going to work for the remainder of row number 2. At the end, chain 2, turn your work around and work row 1 and row 2 9 more times. Chain 2, turn your work around. Now we're going to decrease 2 stitches, 1 at each end, until there's 8 stitches remaining. So yarn over, So that's your first decrease. Now continue to work back post double crochet around each stitch up to your second to last. At my 2 last stitches, now I'm going to work another 2 double crochet together, 2 back posts, turn, gonna work another decrease, and continue to work your front post double crochet until you have 8 stitches remaining. Chain 1, turn your work around. Now we're going to work single crochet evenly all the way around. At the corner, just work evenly, guys. Two into the top corner and 1 single crochet into your back loops of your chain, and you're just gonna continue all the way around and fasten off into your chain 1, weaving your ends. So now we're going to join the tongue onto our shoe. So just move your stitch marker 3 stitches back on each side. So insert your hook into your stitch marker stitch and right at your corner stitch. Okay, slip stitch. Now you're going to work one single crochet evenly all the way around. You're going to work through both pieces of fabric. So at the end, chain 2 and we're going to work front post double crochets, so around this first stitch right here, and do a decrease every fourth stitch. For your decrease. So that's one. That's 4. So work another decrease every fourth stitch. So I'm at my last 2 stitches, and I'm going to work another decrease. And slip stitch into your first front post double crochet stitch. Chain 3, so yeah, got your chain 3. What we're going to do now, we're going to work some double crochets working into the back stitch. So your chain 3 is count as 1 double crochets. It's 4. So chain 12. Move your hook and into your 4th double crochet stitch. Insert your hook and through your chain loop. So continue to work into the back loops only. 4, chain 12, do a chain 1 to secure, and this is how you're going to work the remainder of this round, and slip stitch into the top of your chain 3 to join. Just 3, work an extra one, guys, and chain 12, so for your next row, chain 3 and continue to work into the back loops. You got to look for this one, guys. No, that's 4, and work 14 double crochets into your chain loop. So that's 14, and what you're going to do now, just pull up your yarn, remove your hook and insert it in between your first double crochet stitch. And you're just gonna pull through and chain 1 to secure, and continue to work 1 double crochets into your back loops only, and this is what you're going to work for the remainder of this row, and you're going to work another 8 rows. So you're just going to work row 1 and row 2, so you should have a total of 5 loops all together, 5 stacking up, guys. So you should have 10 rows in total from the start here. So chain 3, and we're going to work a decrease. So we're going to work 2 double crochets together, work another 2 double crochets together. So you're going to decrease 1 stitch in between your double crochet loops, in between your 2 loops, guys. So you decrease 1. So you should have 36 stitches at the end. And at the end, slip stitch into the top of your chain 3 to join. For your final row, chain 3 and work 1 double crochet into each stitch. And slip stitch to join in the top of your chain 3. So leave enough tail end to sew these, guys. About 30 inches. So this is how you interlock your loops. So what you're going to do now is to stitch this down. and you just continue all the way around. Fasten off, weaving your ends. So this is my finished house booty slash shoes, guys. I hope you have fun making yours, and I hope it turned out exactly the way you wanted it to. So don't forget to subscribe, guys, and give me a thumbs up while you're at it, and I'll see you in the next one.